Hey guys! Alright, so today we're going to be focusing on poetic devices. This is going to be anything that you can add to your writing to make it more descriptive, add to your imagery, and overall create a relationship with your reader that's on a little bit of a deeper level. Don't let the name fool you. The poetic devices that we'll focus on in this video are also known as figures of speech, so you can find them in any kind of writing, fiction. They're used as persuasive tools in nonfiction, and you can adapt them to your own writing, whether in class or outside of class. So, the ones that we will be focusing on include alliteration, simile, metaphor, onomatopoeia, and symbols. So a lot of you have probably heard some of these terms before. You might know what they are, but I'm going to just provide some examples to kind of make a more concrete understanding, since they are really effective tools to add to your writing. The first one that we're going to look at is alliteration. And alliteration is going to be a repeating consonant sound throughout a phrase, a few words, within a word itself. So this could be anything like Peter picked a peck of pickled peppers. Or you could make it up on the spot. If describing winter, you could talk about how the ice slithered across the sea. It's pretty simple tool. You can definitely tweak some words to make it work for you. And it helps with creating a flow in your writing or creating a certain mood or tone. So the example I have for you is a well-known nursery rhyme tongue twister, and that is, she sells seashells at the seashore. So that's a repetitive S sound. The next figure of speech or poetic device that we're looking at is going to be the simile. Simile is making a comparison between two objects that would otherwise be unrelated in order to inspire an image in the mind of your reader and help them visualize what you're saying. Simile is going to be a term or phrase that uses the words like or as. So her hair was white as snow. It has to contain those two words to be a simile, because if it doesn't, it's going to be the next poetic device, which is metaphor. And metaphor kind of does the same thing, where it compares two unrelated objects, but there is no like or as. When you compare your first object, you're saying that it is the second. So you're changing the identity of the first object to compare it to the second, if that makes sense. And once we look at the examples I have, it'll probably be a lot more clear to you. As cool as a cucumber would be a simile. She is sweet like honey is also a simile. You are my sunshine is going to be our metaphor, because you're saying you are a sun, but in reality, you just make someone happy. The next poetic device that we're looking at is onomatopoeia. Extra credit to anyone who can spell that. Onomatopoeia is going to be representing a sound in words, in language, in written language. So this could be anything as writing the word burp when someone burps, or making hack hack for coughing. The example that I'm going to give you is actually pretty famous from literature, and that would be to eat, which represents a bird song and is repetitive in Slaughterhouse-Five. The last poetic device that we're looking at is symbolism, and a lot of you guys in English classes in the past have probably looked at symbolism. Some of you might have thought that there was no point to it, the author didn't mean it. But in reality, if you see it as a reader and you connect to a symbol, then it's done its purpose, whether or not it was the author's intent to have it there. If you noticed it, it's important. So symbolism in your writing is basically going to be using an image, or using a word, or using a motif, which is a repetitive symbol, to illustrate a bigger idea, or a mood, or tone, or a theme. So we see a lot of these in Lord of the Flies. We see the conch shell, which is definitely a symbol. Harry Potter, we see his scar as a symbol. They definitely represent bigger ideas. So a few that are really popular in our culture specifically, because cultures change the meanings of symbols, what they're associated with, is different meanings or different settings that are appropriate for certain types of flowers. So I have two for you, and those are the rose, which symbolizes romance, love, beauty, and the white lily, which we associate with funerals and death. I hope you guys took a lot from these examples. I hope your understanding of some poetic devices has been enhanced by watching this video. And I hope that you really take the ability to use this not only in your own work, but while you're reading, to really recognize some of these poetic devices and create an understanding between you and the text, and create a relationship and add meaning to it, and really understand what the work is about. I really see that as the most essential purpose of reading in the first place, is to make a connection between yourself as the reader, an individual connection between yourself and the text. So take this video as you will and go off and read wonderful things and come up with brilliant ideas, because I know that everyone in the world is capable of this. Whether or not you believe it, you just have to find your favorite book. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.